Some of the special interest groups that we did were Tai Chi classes, diabetes classes. I helped teach the canning college there for a class, and then we did the farmers market, where we went and took fresh produce and made different recipes and gave them out as samples while promoting the farmers market. I have some pictures from our canning college that we did. I taught the PowerPoint slide, and then my agent that was over me, Whitney Danhoff, she taught the main portion of the class where they actually canned the products, but we canned green beans, tomatoes, and some blueberry lime jam. As you can see over to the right, we were shopping a lot for a lot of our different projects that we did. I found that Walmart is my best friend in some of these preparational activities. But it was a lot of fun to be able to teach that class with Whitney. We also did the farmers market. We handed out different samples. We made chow chow, which I had never heard of until I went to Bedford County. We handed out blueberry lime jam samples. We had some tomato salsa recipes that we handed out, and a lot of interaction with the farmers market. We were able to interview each of the representatives at the farmers market, each of the farmers, and we put those interviews up on the website so that people could come find it and meet their farmers before they came to the farmers market. So I helped participate in that, and that was a lot of fun. Prepping every week for that, being out in the farmers market, meeting all those people was a lot of fun. The FCE programs we participated in, the big one that we did was Share Fair, where we had, instead of the cultural arts and all the other counties, Bedford County has Share Fair, where they come in and Whitney gives them all a theme, and 7 of her 14 clubs will present each year on a different theme. So this year it was Did You Know? And I got to present a part of the program where, let's see if I have it. The Share Fair, I made plastic yarn and showed them how they could do that, and made the flowers and roses and used it to crochet, which they seemed really interested in. And then we did the cultural arts fair at Sumner County. We went and helped judge their cultural arts. And then we had the county council and the leadership training in our county, and it was great to meet all those ladies. They were really helpful and encouraging for my career goals, and they all said they missed me, so I missed them. They were really nice ladies. 4-H youth development. The second week I was at Bedford County, I was at 4-H camp, which I've been in Rutherford County doing 4-H since I was in 8th grade, so 4-H camp I didn't feel like it was going to be that big of a change for me, but going as one of the smaller counties rather than Rutherford County, which is usually the biggest county, was a very different experience for me. I also helped with the Needlework Club. The State 4-H Horse Show was one of Whitney's assignments this year, and so I helped her with that. We also did design camp and sewing, cooking, and canning day camps. At 4-H camp, I was helping with Moore County. Even though I went with Bedford County, it was really complicated to explain to the kids. They'd ask me what county I was from. And I'd say, well, I'm from Rutherford County, but I'm interning at Bedford County, and I'm helping with Moore County. So they just had to figure it all out. We had to chase ducks down to the river because they got up to the front. That's why the ducks are up there. But it was a lot of fun. It was a learning experience. I got to be in the cabin with the smaller counties like Lincoln County and Moore County and Sumner County. Like, all of those were in one cabin together, and I got a lot of interaction with the different counties and learning about the different counties through that. And then design camp. Design camp was an interesting process because for the class that we were going to teach, Whitney decided that we would do some oil paintings. And in order to do oil paintings, we had 80 campers at design camp. So we had to prep 80 plaques for these campers. So for the first couple weeks of my internship, I was sitting in the main office prepping these plaques with acrylic paint and painting the edges so that they would be ready for the campers. And then I had to trace out these designs onto tissue paper for the campers. So a lot of what I've learned in Extension is that prep work is very important and time consuming. So you may spend a lot of your time on prep work for just an hour's worth of a event. And then this is design camp. I taught a class for 4 different classes to teach all 80 campers. They all did really well on their oil paintings. They are all very creative. And then I helped with the sewing collabs the next day. Up in this corner, you can see one of my 4-H agent's daughters. She was great. The State 4-H Horse Show. One thing I learned about this week is never, ever, ever volunteer for a animal show if you're an SDS agent. We set up for the awards banquet, and we did a lot of hurry up and waiting because we had no idea what we were doing. So we helped with moving the poles and setting up things, but we definitely were out of place in an animal show world. The 4-H classes that I helped with, we did sewing day class with some beginner seamstresses. And we did a canning class where we went to Red Fox Berry Farm and we picked berries and then took them back to the office and canned them into jams, and we also made salsa. And then they had a cooking class as well that I assisted with. So those were really good experiences for me. They were very different from what I've experienced before in Rutherford County, and I really liked having the different experiences. The Bedford County Fair happened the last week of my internship, so I definitely went out with a bang. We set up display rooms, we printed out fair books, I helped with taking in entries and judging photography and fine arts. And then we set up all the displays in the main arts and crafts area after that. I tried to keep it on the down low that I was judging photography, and then the paper came in and took a picture of me judging photography, so I ended up on the front page of the Shelbyville newspaper judging photography, so I didn't really keep that on the down low. But we set up boat racks, we set up all the displays. It was a lot of stuff that we had to do to get this fair in order, but it was very rewarding in the end, helping with all that and getting all those entries in and being able to look at all the work that these people had put into the county fair. We had a lot of other activities. The 10 set, we had a new assistant come in right after the horse show. So I got to watch as Whitney helped train her and get her adjusted to the office. And then we had tasty days with the local kids, letting them taste different types of like vegetables and trying to get them to try new things. John, our ag agent and director, took me on 3 farm visits to a small animal farm where the animals are raised for meat primarily. We went to an agricultural farm with plants, and they actually go out and do landscaping as well as sell plants, so that was pretty cool. And then we went to a large animal farm where he talked about the different cows that were there and the different ways that they buy and sell the larger animals. I did a home visit with Gay Urban, one of the ladies in one of the FCE clubs in the county, and we helped her kind of decorate her house and figure out where she wanted her pictures hung and that sort of stuff, so that was fun. I also created some boards for consumer decision-making contest that'll happen in next month or the month after. My main project for this internship was coffee at the Chamber of Commerce in Bedford County. Whitney suggested that I do a Healthier Tennessee initiative coffee so that we could encourage Bedford County to participate in the Healthier Tennessee initiative. So I created 4 display boards with information on Healthier Tennessee initiative. I had to help reserve the Chamber of Commerce meeting room, come up with healthier recipes for the coffee so that people would have something to eat along with their coffee. We decided to prepare for 100 people to come to coffee, so we had to make enough recipes. Each of the 6 recipes I decided to make, we had to make enough of that recipe for 100 people. So that took a lot of prep work, a lot of coming up with all the supplies and making sure we did stuff within the right amount of time so it wouldn't spoil before the event. We had to create door prize baskets, create flyers, news articles for the paper and the websites. This was just some of the prep work that we had to do. Making the posters took quite a while, trying to figure out what we wanted to put on them and which small starts, which if you don't know about Healthier Tennessee, it's a way to promote individuals, workplaces, and places of worship to use small starts to promote a healthier lifestyle. So like maybe trading grains, like trading unhealthy snacks for low-fat popcorn as a grain substitute so you can get more grains, or providing water for your entire workplace. Walk and worship was one of them. That sort of stuff to promote healthier living. So creating boards on that and then prepping a lot of different food items for that was a lot of fun. And it was, again, a lot of prep work for 1 hour's worth of an event, which was fun. And then these are some of the pictures from the event. We had 3 door prizes. We had about 30 people show up. So I think it was a successful event and it was a lot of fun. Working in the county with Whitney and Jeffrey and Emily and John was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed being around them and learning from them. I learned a lot about FCS, which I hadn't actually thought of before. I worked a lot with 4-H agents, but not necessarily FCS agents, so I learned a lot about that. So it was a great experience, and I'm really glad I had it. So thank you all for listening to me and for the opportunity to be an intern this summer.
Yeah. Do you have any questions for Ariel?
Ariel, you say you graduate next May.
Mm-hmm.
What are your post-graduation plans?
I plan on starting to apply an extension as soon as possible and hopefully getting a job as an FCS agent or a 4-H FCS agent.
And that's what UT is.
Mhm.
Right, okay.
I'm just making sure.
Ariel, you are a very active 4-H. You participate in a lot of events and activities, and you assisted an agent as a 4-H'er. We have a lot of people that decide they want to be an agent because they love what they did in 4-H. What do you think is the key difference between being the recipient of our 4-H type events and being an agent and being responsible for the educational program?
I think it's a lot of background work that you don't think about as a 4-H'er. As a 4-H'er, you just show up to the event and it happens. As an agent, you have to prep for all the stuff that's supposed to happen at the event and make sure it all goes down without any hitches. And so I think that was the biggest difference, because you see, like, even as a team leader, you see some of the prep work, but not all of it. So that was the biggest difference, I think. I mean, you know it's there, but you don't really think about it until you're actually doing